A narco-sub tried to run. The U.S. Coast Guard didn't chase it. They crushed it. One thermal hit, one intercept call, and that undetectable submarine turned into a smoking wreck on the ocean. The crew tried to dump the cargo, tried to sink the sub, tried to disappear. None of it mattered. Because when the United States locks onto a narco-sub, it's already over. And every cartel watching just got the same message. Put a sub in the water, and we will erase it. But that dramatic finish is just the last chapter. The real story, the part almost no one sees, begins long before the sub leaves the coastline. It starts with whispers, patterns, anomalies, and a hunt that never stops. Tonight on Operation Combat, you're stepping into the invisible war beneath the waves. When narco-subs first appeared in the late 1990s, they were a joke. Homemade death traps barely holding together, fiberglass slapped onto plywood, car engines repurposed for ocean crossings, cabins filled with toxic fumes, crews navigating with cheap compasses and luck. They should have failed, but they didn't. They slipped under radar, moved hundreds of millions in cocaine, and returned enough profit to spark a quiet engineering revolution. Today's narco-subs are stealth machines. They ride inches above the waterline, painted in layered tones to blend with the ocean. Built with minimal metal to defeat magnetic sensors, fitted with insulated engine bays to reduce heat signatures, shaped with angled surfaces to scatter radar returns, and capable of diving short distances to run silent and nearly invisible. Some are crude, some are engineering marvels. All are built with one purpose: avoid detection, avoid capture, avoid existence. The ocean they operate in is vast beyond imagination. Millions of square miles of open water, shifting storms, fishing fleets, cargo corridors, and empty stretches where a narco-sub can hide forever. The U.S. Coast Guard estimates only a fraction are intercepted. The rest slip through undetected, like ghosts. But every ghost casts a shadow, and the Coast Guard knows exactly where to look. Contrary to the movies, narco-sub hunts don't begin with a dramatic radar blip. Most begin quietly. A fisherman notices strangers in a remote cove. A satellite catches a faint wake during a full moon. A cartel message mentions the package moving early. A region that normally hums with radio traffic suddenly goes silent. One anomaly means nothing. Two mean, watch this. Three mean, launch aircraft. A Coast Guard intelligence officer once said, "You don't wait for the sub, you wait for the mistakes surrounding the sub." And every sub makes them. A wake too straight, an engine heat bloom that's too warm, a support boat that arrives at the wrong time. In the modern era, patterns are louder than engines. When analysts detect something off, a chain reaction spreads across the hemisphere. Intel centers alert maritime patrol aircraft. Coast Guard cutters shift into position. Partner nations tighten monitoring zones. Satellites retask to scan specific latitudes. Long-endurance drones move silently into place, all searching for something the size of a pickup truck in an ocean the size of continents. High above the eastern Pacific, a maritime patrol aircraft scans the surface. Radar, nothing. Infrared, nothing. Wave patterns, normal. Then the operator spots it, a thin, unnatural V-wake slicing through calm water. That's not wind, not a fishing boat, not weather. Zoom in, the camera stabilizes. Contrast enhances, grain sharpens. A faint hull appears, barely glowing warmer than the sea. A cockpit bubble, a snorkel pipe, a small plume of heat drifting behind it like smoke. It's a narco-sub. Coordinates transmit instantly. The cutter adjusts course. RHIB crews gear up. Drones converge on the target line. Inside the sub, the pilot senses trouble. He speeds up, changes direction, hopes the sea hides him. It won't. Now the tech war begins. FLIR sees heat. Surface radar maps strange wave patterns. Synthetic aperture radar penetrates clouds. Magnetic anomaly detectors sense faint metal signatures. Underwater drones trace pressure disturbances. AI-assisted surveillance predicts where the sub will be minutes, then hours in advance. It's a surveillance net wide enough to track regions and precise enough to find a snorkel pipe in the dark. Smugglers evolve too. Angled hulls, thermal paint, redesigned snorkels, fiberglass construction, disposable one-way subs. It's a race of evolution, one side improving to survive, the other improving to stop them. And sometimes the ocean itself helps the smugglers. A tropical squall forms, visibility collapses, thermal contrast vanishes, radar becomes noise. The sub disappears completely. Most agencies would call it off. The Coast Guard never does. The cutter recalculates drift. The aircraft widens its orbit. Drones fan out across predicted paths. Minutes pass. Then a drone operator whispers, "There, that bubble line, that's them." A faint string of rising bubbles. The sub is hiding below the thermal layer. The chase resets. The cutter accelerates through the swell. Over the horizon, RHIBs splash into the water. The team races toward the updated coordinates. A faint shape emerges, blue on blue, a ghost carved into the surface. The crew inside the sub panics. They open the scuttle valves. They try to drown the evidence. "They're scuttling! Move!" The RHIB guns forward. Spray blinds the team. They slam against the sinking hull. The hatch is locked. Water is rising fast. Boarding a narco-sub feels like stepping onto a dying creature. Fuel fumes, creaking fiberglass, water swirling around your boots. The vessel threatens to slip beneath you. The team pounds the hatch. No answer. A petty officer wedges a pry bar into the seam. The hull groans. The sub tilts. Inside, voices shout as water pours in. One final shove. The hatch bursts open. Smugglers are pulled out, dragged into the RHIB as the sub gives its final breath. It rolls, floods, and disappears beneath the waves. Divers will salvage what they can. They've done this many times. But the real victory isn't just the drugs. It's the intelligence. Every recovered narco-sub is a forensic treasure. Analysts study resin chemistry, fiberglass layering, battery wiring, weld patterns, engine tuning signatures, navigation tricks, tool marks, paint mixtures, and hatch mechanics. Builders have fingerprints, regions have signatures, workshops leave clues. One sub can expose an entire production network. Narco-subs evolve, and so does the Coast Guard. AI-driven wake analysis, autonomous chase drones, long-endurance maritime UAVs, distributed sensor buoy grids, next-generation FLIR mapping, enhanced magnetic anomaly arrays, machine learning models that predict smuggling routes before vessels even launch. The war is shifting from hunt the sub to predict the sub before it exists. Most Americans will never see this conflict. No headlines, no parades, just quiet battles fought across a black horizon. Every night, somewhere in the Pacific or Caribbean, a narco-sub creeps through black water, and somewhere above it, a U.S. Coast Guard aircraft circles, waiting for the ocean to slip for just 1 second. Another sub is being built. Another is being launched. Another crew believes they can outrun the inevitable. But when the United States locks onto a narco-sub, it's already over. This is Operation Combat. End of briefing.